Systems on me. Three screens green. AZ Stevens. Cleared for launch. Hands tied, lights flash, red to green. Every breath is gasoline. Code and chaos, pixels and pain. One mistake and you're out of the game. Screens glow bright, heat in my face. Digital track, physical race. Robin's voice cutting through the crowd. Send it, baby, we're running proud. No reset, no second chance. Heartbeat syncs with the engines, dancing the noise. I find my calm, adrenaline's my song. Full send nation, burn the line. Every lap we redefine. No fear, no hesitation. Stevens Motorsport domination. Full send nation, rise again. Full send nation, rise again. 40 cars deep, daylight fades. We ride the storm that the engine made. No walls hold when the dream's in gear. You don't drive fast, you disappear. Set up sheet tape to the dash. Tuned by code and a flash of cash. Sweat drips down, white knuckles burn. This ain't practice, it's my turn. Grip the wheel, feel the grind. Chasing ghosts through the online mind. Every lap a brand new war. I ain't lifting anymore. Full send nation, red line ride. Fuel on fire, hearts collide. Triple screen thunder breaking the chain. We don't quit, we live insane. In gears we trust. In rubber we pray. For every wreck, another day. You better hold that line, AJ. Full send, full send. Full send, full send. Full send nation, flag held high. Daytona dreams will never die. Stevens Motorsports built to win. Light that fuse and send it again. Full send nation, crank that sound. Engine scream, the world spins round. From the grid to the finish flame, we own the night. Remember the name. Yeah. Stevens Motorsports. Full send forever. Engine
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for another round of the NASCAR Throwback series here at Pocono Raceway for tonight. We'll get a couple of things up on stream as apparently my overlays have decided to break for like the 9 millionth time. We'll fix that really quick before we get rolling. Get race info up. These guys are going to have 70 laps tonight with 3 sets of tires, so it should be pretty straightforward. There will be a comp caution tonight at lap 55, as there's under 15 racers for tonight, as we see Carter Nelson park it in the wall on qualifying there. So we'll have that comp caution will be at lap 55 tonight, but other than that, pretty straightforward program. It is definitely a tight setup for tonight's race, which is going to make things a little on the interesting side. But all in all, should make for some good racing. We do have a tribute for tonight. We'll have a 1 lap delay on the green, as we have a tribute for Greg Biffle and Denny Hamlin's dad. So that'll be at the start of right after gridding. But yeah, I know a lot of these guys couldn't wait to get back in the car and get back to racing. The unfortunate thing is it's at the Tricky Triangle, so that's going to make life that much more interesting, to say the least, as these guys get ready to go. But and then I know we've got a bunch of guys that are getting ready to do the WNIS tonight. So to the PRS guys that are watching, that are going to be racing, good luck. They've got Auto Club this week, so we'll have a stream probably Friday night. I'll run the WNIS, so we'll have that up. Either I'll stream it or Corn will stream it, one of the two. But we'll have something for you there as well, to kind of tie you over. We're looking at Diesel Weasel. And then tomorrow night we actually have the NASCAR Truck Series back. I've got to actually look and see what we've got on the schedule for that. Bear with me for just a moment here. So we will actually have Indianapolis tomorrow night for 60 laps with the NASCAR Truck Series. So don't miss that one either. And then we got some Roar before the 24 action. We got a big surprise next week that I don't want to say anything about. Let's just say I think more than a few of you will be excited by it. And we've also got the 24 next week. So I think most everybody's got a lap in, save for maybe one. Diesel gonna put his second lap in here. So we should be ready to start racing here momentarily, quite honestly. Okay, so Dustin Haynes is getting ready for his second lap. Nope, he's on his shutdown, so. Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much it for qualifying. There's 14 drivers, so yeah, we should be done here. Yeah, a couple of these guys just bringing it back around to put it on pit road. Actually, I just noticed that my viewer counter was covering the track map, so we'll move that out of the way. Josh Brock sounds utterly concerned that he put it on the pole. All right, so we're gonna get into into race session here. So we'll get the grid up on screen. So Josh Brock puts it on the pole with a 53.891. Andrew Phipps gonna start second. Kevin Savoy starts third. Anthony Crownover is fourth. Jesse Bedell is fifth. Eric Cap sixth. Diesel Weasel seventh. Anthony McPherson gonna start eighth. Aiden Haller's ninth. Zach Korn starts 10th. Gary Freeman's 11th. Jeff Pless starts 12th, moving back a little bit further. We've got Dustin Haynes and Carter Nelson to finish up the starting lineup. So let's get our stuff up on screen here. So I guess Josh Brock did one hell of a tribute for tonight by putting it already onto the poll. How we doing, Jamie? Or James? I'm sorry. Reading too many things too fast. What's going on, Diggs? All right. So, as I said at the top of the broadcast, we're going to do a delayed green flag as we put Josh Brock and Carter Nelson up front. Josh in the 16 for Greg Biffle. And we got Carter in the 11 car of Denny Hamlin's. So just we're gonna do a one lap silent tribute here for Greg and for Denny's dad. So I'm gonna step aside here for just a minute and we'll turn it up a little bit. Alrighty, so just a little tribute there by the guys for Greg Biffle and Denny Hamlin's dad. So we're gonna go ahead and get things rolling. Josh Brock assumes the position he was still in. Restart zones are in effect tonight. Initial start will go green. All the rest of them will go on the leader once you're in the restart zone. So here we go. We're gonna get ready to kick this whole thing off. It's kind of weird to come back from Christmas and New Year's break without any race, and then we just jump right back into it. So it's a little different to say the least. But you know, always good to have a break and get reset, get ready to go. So the big thing is how well is this going to go for these guys tonight? Especially with as weirdly tight as the setup is. I think that may come into play early on, especially with some of the draft. So we'll see what happens as we get ready to go into the tunnel turn on the first lap. After about the first lap, it starts to even up. So pace car is going to duck off. We're going to get this thing underway. Josh Brock leads us to the green. Here we go. Phipps with a really good start. They both fired off at the same time, but Josh Brock going to lead the inside lane down into down into turn one. I keep wanting to say 1 and 2 here, but there is no fourth quarter. As Josh Brock's going to slide behind Andrew Phipps here. So Phipps going to lead us down into turn number 2. And you're going to see a few guys get tight real early. Hopefully nobody smacks that wall the first time around, because you hate to see it happen. But the setup does tend to get a little bit freer as the tires start to fill up. And Phipps going to lead coming out of turn number 3 here. Oh, them guys are getting tight to the wall. How we doing, Don? Single file down the front stretch. Diesel Weasel off the pace underneath. Phipps going to try and arc it through the corners, try and save as much tire as he can. These guys do have 3 sets of tires, so remember that. We do have the comp caution lap 55. But I would think that some of these guys are going to start to stretch out pretty quickly unless they start to get in line. This is one of those places draft is really going to have an effect on everybody as we make it down through turn number 2. Josh Brock trying to come back on Phipps. It's a little interesting to see the Hendrick boys stretched out. You've got Jesse Bonnell sitting here in 4th. Anthony Crownover riding right with him there in 5th position. I see Dustin Haynes trying to make up some positions as he dives to the inside of turn number 1. He's going to try and get underneath that corner here. See if he can't pull the draft, run down the backstretch, and slingshot on by him shortly. Back up to the front, though. We got a freight train. It almost looked like we had 3 cars pushing each other. Jesse Bonnell was very close to the back of Kevin Savoy, and Kevin all over the back of Josh Brock. Nice single. Oh, Crownover catches the wall there a little bit. See if we can't get a closer look at that car. I don't see any damage to the right front, but you know, that's the kind of thing that will generally scare the ever-living daylights out of you when you smack the wall like that. We got a 6-car breakaway up front. Eric Kapp in the mix. We haven't really seen him up front much this season. This is one of those places, like I said, you don't really want to fall behind, because about the time you start to fall behind, it's really tough to make it up, especially with the draft model of this car. Phipps is going to pull to the bottom. I don't know if he's trying to break draft or what was going on there. This is going to be like an 87s race, and you're just going to have to kind of stay close, see who wears out their tire the fastest, see if you can't save some fuel in the process. So top 5, Andrew Phipps, Josh Brock, Kevin Savoy, Jesse Bonnell, Anthony Crownover, with Eric Kapp in 6th, right off the back of this pack. Oh, we got a little bit of a battle there. Jesse Bonnell trying to get underneath Mr. Savoy. I don't know if Kevin's trying to stretch some fuel. Crownover going to push him back out in front of Bonnell. So Benell falls back a position. So you see we got Cap at the back here, and then it's about 1.4 back to Aiden, who's all by himself right now. He really needs to get Korn there with him so they can try to go after these guys. And there's a battle for the lead. Josh Brock to the inside. Can he make it stick coming off of turn number 3? Phipps gets really close to the wall. Phipps is going to clear him. And back to the lead goes Phipps. Brock goes back to the bottom again. Side by side through turn number 1. Phipps pushing hard to stay out in front. If these guys get to racing, that's good for the likes of Haller and Korn, because they're going to be side by side. They're going to actually come back to those guys. Ooh, Savoy gets shoved up the track just a little bit. Yeah, these guys are dicing. And that's let Haller catch him by 0.1. If they keep going this way, we might see more stuff happening. Josh Brock side by side with Phipps off the corner. See if Josh tries to send it up the inside again or if he falls in line. He's going to fall in line for a minute, try to send it underneath Crown over. It is a hornet's nest up here right now. Haller's just about broken that 2-second margin, but these guys are all back in line again. And they're back out to 2.1 over Aiden. Down into turn number 3. Everybody with different lines. Kevin Savoy trying to get around the Greg Biffle machine of Josh Brock. Jesse Bennell just kind of waiting and figuring out where he wants to go. Gotta love the Goodyear blimp coverage. You can see the gap back to Aiden and Korn. Josh Brock stays in third at the moment. Brock looking to get underneath Crown over if he can. As Bennell starts to come around him. Bennell to the bottom, around Brock he goes. Side by side off of turn number 3. Ooh, Brock gets the wall. But they stay steady. Ooh, as Savoy gets the quarter panel of Jesse Bennell. I'm seeing some shifting back here too. Korn's by himself. This was backed by Jeff Pless. You got Diesel trying to make his way up through the pack a little bit. They've settled out. We'll go back to the front. Kevin Savoy looking to get passed by Eric Cap right here. So I don't know if Savoy's trying to save a little bit of tire in hopes of going maybe a 2-tire strategy here. I'm not really sure, but kind of what it's looking like. But it's all Phipps out in front. He still leads through 10 laps. Man, they are really throwing it down going into turn number 1. I'm surprised that Aiden hasn't dropped back to Korn yet to pick him up, see if he can't get a drafting partner and come after these guys. I think Jesse Bennell's finally going to get by Josh Brock here. Jesse on the outside. I worked for Brock the last time he was to the outside. We'll see what happens as we come off a 3. Jesse just kisses the wall. Oh no, and Eric caps around. And that's going to bring the caution out. Savoy even around in that. I thought Savoy cleared that. We'll go from blimp. I don't know if Eric just brought it off the wall or if there was some net code. He flat sides it. Looks like Savoy just loops it. Eric's car don't look too bad. We'll see. Kevin's looks pretty okay, so I think we're gonna be fairly fine. You see the right front knocked around on Eric Cap's car. A little bit of damage to the left door. Can't tell if he's fighting that wheel or what. So we can't go in cockpit. That's not too terrible. Excuse the camera angle. Not really the best deal, but hopefully he'll be able to get that damage all fixed and get back out there. The nice thing is it's about 3 minutes under caution going around, so hopefully that helps. I think it looks like a lot of guys stayed out here, so Kevin Savoy staying out as well. So Eric Cap gonna get that machine worked on. See if he can't get back in this race. Still plenty of time. See if we can't get a good look at Kevin Savoy's car. I don't see any damage to Kevin's car, so that's good. Yeah, Diggs, it's because when I get to triples, it's all weird. So I actually have two INI files at this point, so when I broadcast I flip-flop back and forth, but there's some cameras that I haven't gotten fixed, so but well, it's been all Andrew Phipps out front with Anthony Crownover, Jesse Bennell, Josh Brock. Your top 4. Aiden Haller is up to 5th now. So that's going to let these guys really get back together. Oh, man. Eric's got 10 minutes of damage off of that? You're kidding. I mean, that right front is kind of towed out, so I'm not that shocked, but still, my God. A lot of these guys are going to come down right now. So I don't know if Eric just brought it to pit road early. Anthony Crownover stays out. That might be a power move right there. We're only 13 laps in. You got to remember, we got a comp caution at 55. So he may be trying to save some tire to be able to have a fresh set when that comp caution comes. Granted, they've got 3 sets. So I don't know if he's banking. Well, we still got fuel to deal with too. So that'll be interesting. Be very, very interesting. I'm very surprised that Crownover stayed out there. Well, VA, it sounds like 10. What's going on, Senate? So Savoy's going to get the EOL for that one. He did claim the wreck. So Eric's still sitting on pit road. McPherson on pit road as well. That's interesting. Well, actually, Eric's still on the lead lap currently. So I don't know if he took off and brought it back in. But pace light or lights on the pace car are still out. They should be shutting off this time by, so I imagine these guys are going to get out there and get rolling again. Just waiting to see them roll off of pit road, but Eric's okay, so they're both moving. Corn headed down. I think he's probably just topping off on fuel. I'll take a look at Eric Cap's car really quick. Yeah, he's got that right front poking out quite a bit and some good right rear damage. We'll have to see how much that slows him down. Hopefully not too much. And who knows? Maybe he hit it just right to where it handles better now. That is entirely a possibility. As we get 2x2 here through turn number 1. So you've got all 3 of the Hendrick cars are up front. You got Crownover, Phipps, and Bennell. Josh Brock sitting there in 4th. Diesel Weasel, Carter Nelson moved up quite a ways. So now that these guys are all back together, I think things are about to get real interesting. Move over to TV2. It looks like Mac and Cap are going to join the field right in turn 3 would be my guess. This is one of those places it's close on. If you come out of the pits when the pace car gets to the exit, are you going to make it on time? Alrighty. I'm going to restart at lap 15. Eric Cap makes the end of the field. Pace car's off. And we're going. Brown over out to a good restart. But you got to remember that a lot of these guys got fuel and tires. So I don't know how that's going to affect Crownover's strategy. Got a lot of movement in the back. Corn, Hauler, Diesel Weasel trying to get forward. Dustin Haynes coming into the picture for the first time tonight. And that Austin Dillon at number 3. Go back here by Dustin. It's like a hornet's nest. You got Diesel trying to get to the bottom, get around Carter. Savoy trying to get through the field as well. Because you know he doesn't want to be too far back. He clears Diesel Weasel. Still there on the bottom. Not sure what his plan is at the moment, but I guess we'll see. Back to the front, though. It's Crownover out in front. And I got to wonder if the amount of fuel that he saved has kind of negated itself. Yeah, he's faster down the straightaways because he can get off the corner better, but you know, how much is that going to affect things? Savoy on the hunt. He's trying to get back to the back end of Dustin Haynes. He is slowly closing on your leaders. If he can get to Dustin, I think he'll be all right. As we just saw Aiden dive it to the bottom. As he tries to get underneath Jeff Pless here. Carter all the way up by the wall. Savoy working his way around Dustin Haynes. Dustin gonna let him go, falling behind, and see if he can't use Savoy to pull him forward. 2.4 up to the leaders at the moment. see if Kevin can pull that in. 2.2 right now. Up to the lead. Phipps around Crownover going into one. Crownover's going to need to probably fall in behind some of these guys just to save some fuel. Side by side, Benel to the lead now. And Jesse actually put 0.2 on him out of the tunnel turn there. Not sure if Crownover is staying out of the throttle just to try to stretch the fuel or what, but right now he needs every bit of help he can get. Preferably a wreck from the back, as we saw Diesel dive it off, but now Plus is going to go around Diesel on the inside, or try to. Carter gets loose up on the high lane. 3 wide down Long Pond. Corn going to go with Diesel, as they're going quite a bit faster than Carter there. Oh, Carter's loose into 2. He saves it, but wow. He was sideways in the middle of that corner. Diggs, it's not too bad. If you know how to hit it and hit it right, just a touch of brake on entry, get it to rotate, Corn bashes the wall hard. You're gonna be good to go, but the one interesting thing, Kevin Savoy has got the leaders down to 1.8 without much of a drafting partner. So I guess we'll see if he can continue to chip away at that. But that's impressive that he's already done that by himself pretty much. What's going on, Tyler? Kevin is a man on a mission right now. As we continue to watch the front 4, Jesse Bennell up 0.2 over Andrew Phipps. Savoy needs these guys to battle it out a little bit, because I think that's going to be the only way that he can close that gap. He just had a little bit of a fun time trying to get through the field, I believe, and that's what put him, about 2 seconds back. He's actually losing these guys while they've gotten in line. Only 1 caution so far, so nothing too terrible. Down the front stretch we go. Jesse Bennell logs another lap. See if we can't go back a little bit further. Dustin Haynes has Aiden Haller all over him. Aiden going to go to the bottom side of Dustin. He's going to clear him pretty quickly. So maybe Aiden and Savoy can hook up and get pushing forward. I think these 3 might be able to do something if they can get together. Because Aiden has already closed in a 10th since he got around Dustin. Let's check in on Kevin. Kevin is sitting about 2 seconds back right now. As they try to reel in. You can see how far they are up the track. It's a good little ways. About 1.8 is that gap right now. So back to the top 4. If Josh can get to the inside of Crownover, that might slow him up enough that Savoy starts to catch. But it's interesting. It was Phipps for the longest time, and now it's all just Benell out front. As we go off the gearbox of Benell's car. Everybody trying to stay in line, save that fuel. We've got a caution. Looks like Gary lost it. Oh, he's got no nose. That's not good. Let's see what happened there. If my software wants to work. Might have to go off the chopper on this one. Yeah, let's go to the chopper. Quarter speed it. I don't know if Gary tried to fit in. Oh, no. Mac just got his quarter panel just a little bit. Gary tries saving it. Locks it down, but I think at this point it's too late. He's headed for the outside wall. Knocks the front bumper off, but the wheels look good. So I guess we'll have to see. And then I do believe Carter got a piece of that too. Let's see if we can roll this back just a little bit. I wanted to see. Oh no, he just hits the brakes too much trying to avoid it. So he'll go for a slide. So Gary's got no nose, but hopefully that can be fixed. Although it definitely looks like something is bent on that car. And I think, if I had to guess, it's the left rear. Because it looks like it's tipped in just a little bit. Can't tell if it's towed or what. It may just be the left front. I'm not really sure. But, you know, Eric Cap definitely was looking forward to that caution. See if he can't get some damage fixed. I got to imagine Gary and the rest of the crew are going to come down pit road this time. At least top off on fuel. Benell, Phipps going to stay out. Everybody else going to come down pit road. Hopefully Gary's not too terribly damaged. I got to imagine at least 5 minutes based on everything they said about Cap's car. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I may have to. We'll check and see. I gotta get an EOL from Mr. McPherson. There we go. I wanted to take a look and see how bad Eric Cap's car is coming along here since. Yeah, no problem. Let's go ahead and I can black flag you, Aiden. Be glad you can't hear what they're saying. Looks like Eric's got a little bit more done. I do want to look and see where Gary's at. It must be bad enough he's going to take a lap here. Because I do believe, yeah, Eric Cap's already rolling. We'll check the back end. Not too much damage there. With TV2. All right, so back to the front. Jesse Bedell going to start to the inside. Andrew Phipps to the outside. Then you've got Aiden Haller, Kevin Savoy, Anthony Crownover, Zach Korn, your top six. Josh Brock, Jeff Pless, Carter Nelson, Dustin Haynes, Diesel Weasel, Anthony McPherson, Eric Cap, your top 13. Gary's sitting on pit road right now. Alrighty. Well, this changes a few things up because now we've gone about the same amount as we did before. We're going to restart on lap 28. So we're going about 14 laps and then a caution. Gary's going to wind up 2 laps down here. All right, Jesse Bennell gets into the restart zone. We'll kick things back off. Pace cars on pit road. And we're green flag racing. Jesse with a really good start there. Kevin Savoy, a lucky recipient on that yellow flag. He was able to close things in, so hopefully he could stay right with him as we head down into turn number 1. This time he doesn't have to fight through the field. Aiden Haller going to stay to the outside, see if he can't get something going with the Hendrick boys. And he does. He picks up the position as Crownover dives the inside of Savoy. Hayden looking to the inside of Phipps. Jeff Pless was way up the track there, but he keeps it out of the wall. Gary is off of pit road finally. He's only a lap down, luckily. We'll see how long that can last. Aiden gonna go with Phipps, see if he can't get around Bennell. Phipps to the lead. And Aiden can't make it past, or can't even make it to Bennell. So we're still straight line running. Checking out Gary, he's still got no nose, so that's gonna come into effect here pretty quickly as Gary's only about a corner and about half of the straightaway ahead. So man, Bennell with a power move to the inside. He set that one up. And Bennell leads that lap. Starting to get stretched out again. Korn this time, though, he's going to... Oh, Savoy mailed it in, caught the apron. Aiden Haller going to get around Phipps. Phipps going to continue to drop here for a minute. See if they can't run down Jesse. Aiden's got about a half a second up to him at the moment. Oh, and Aiden's going to move out of the way. Let Crownover go on by. So now they're going to run Benell down, as Benell's all by himself at the moment. So this Crownover is going to start to close in about 0.3 back. That has also let Jeff Pless and Dustin Haynes catch up. Starting to get into the picture here. Whoa, Cornway to the outside this time. Crownover continuing to dig back to Benell down to 0.2. Ooh, as Josh Brock gets way loose off the corner. Kevin Savoy about puts himself into a position he was in earlier. Josh hangs on to it. He's going to send it to the inside of Aiden Haller. Can't quite get there this time. I think Corn's just sitting back waiting for some fireworks up here as we see Anthony Crownover to the inside of Benell. He clears him out of the tunnel turn, but does he have enough speed to get him in turn 3? He does not, and Benell holds him off. He's going to try to take another run at him again. He goes to the bottom. Phipps stays with Benell. Crownover to the inside. He still can't clear him. Back to the outside he goes. Benell out to almost the 3/10 gap again by himself. As Kevin Savoy's trying to get on the move. He goes to the outside of Josh Brock. He clears Josh Brock finally. Savoy trying to get moving. He's going to go to the inside of Phipps this time. I'm going to try and use that corner draft, pull him off, but this is one of them tracks that you almost cannot play the riding on the door game because it's just not going to help anybody, especially if you get too far behind. Crownover waiting for the next moment to try and pounce all over Benell again. Single file all the way back. Gary hoping for a caution here any second. I don't know if he's going to get it, though. Crownover to the bottom. This time he does clear Benell. Benell going to try and cross him up. Oh, he boops him square in the ass. And they've got Savoy boxed in. The 88's got a pit, and so does the 48. I just heard a call from Diesel Weasel that he's going to pit. This may set it up to where the only pit stop they got to do from here on out is the pit stop at 55. So this could be a big one. Gary's the first car lap down now. If we get a caution, he'll be right back on the lead lap. I expect Phipps and Benell to be able to get out of pit road together. Looking back here, Corn trying to get something going with Josh Brock and Aiden, see if they can't run the other two down. Jesse Bennell, Phipps, and Diesel Weasel all off pit road. Crownover just coming out of Josh Brock went off track back there. We'll take a look and see what happens. I'm not really sure what happened. Very strange. Josh continues to roll. I don't know if it just got loose on him or what. I'm looking for Phipps and Bennell are really close to each other. Let's see where Diesel's at. Diesel's about 2 seconds back. He really needs to catch up to these two fairly quickly so he doesn't get gobbled up by the rest of them. So Corn actually up to 4th at the moment. He's got to try and get back to Aiden as Dustin Haynes dives inside. Kevin going to take over the lead now. Crownover probably trying to save a little bit of fuel. I'm sure these guys got the math figured out at this point as to where things got to land if they go green all the way to the end. Josh Brock just leaving pit road. So he pitted that last time by. I didn't even realize it. So we got about 15 laps to the comp caution. And it looks like, I do believe Josh Brock has joined Phipps and Bennell. Thought I heard something about somebody getting into somebody. Yeah, Diggs, I don't think you're wrong. I think these guys are just trying to make it to the comp caution and go. Go back to Kevin Savoy. He's pulled out 0.7 over Crownover, so I don't know if Crownover's trying to clutch it or what. Let's see what most exciting is. Most exciting is McPherson on the track, but he's got nobody around him, so I think the system might be broke. There we go. Now we're looking at Kevin Savoy catching Eric Kapp. And that's going to put Eric a lap down right here. Not what Gary wanted to see. All right, let's do this for just a minute here. I'm going to step away. We'll get the driver box up so you know who you're looking at. We'll turn the screen up. You guys can enjoy it for me. so we've had a couple more guys pit under green here. Looks like we got Carter on pit road, Gary as well. Not sure how bad Gary is, but it's still Kevin Savoy out front as we head down into turn 1. 27 laps to go. Just a little bit over 10 laps until we get to that comp caution. James, comp caution will be at lap 55. Crownover, we're going to sail to the bottom. So Kevin's actually let him close in, so I don't know if he's trying to save some fuel at this point to make that comp caution. Gotta imagine he's got to be decent, though. Let's check our last lap times. Crownover, Savoy, Holler, all in the 54s. Corn in the 55s that time. Let's go on board with Mr. Savoy. Let's go off the roll bar for a lap. Nope, no clutch in there. He's just letting up early. Kevin's one of the smoothest drivers I think I've seen. You don't hear him get real wild with the throttle or anything. See if he clutches it going into one. Nope, just nice smooth off the throttle. Let it roll. Yeah, so they're just now, when they crossed the line last time, they were 10 to the comp caution, so. Top 3, you could throw a blanket over them. Aiden gonna try to go to the bottom, see if he can't lead a lap, I guess. Gonna go around Kevin Savoy here. Aiden trying to follow the draft of Crownover. Now we got Dustin Haynes on pit road. Corn just called out he's going to come to pit road as well. Makes me wonder how many of these guys can make it up front. Dustin with a splash and go. It looks like he's already off of pit road. That is a possibility, Diggs. I think Gary took some extra damage repair because I've got Gary at 5 laps down now. So Eric Cap, Carter Nelson, your other 2 a lap down. I think I heard Pless just call for pit road. Aiden trying to catch Crownover. And Aiden says, the heck with saving fuel, I'm going after it. A little bit of a battle between Korn and Josh Brock. They clear each other and away they roll. Aiden just trying to pressure Crown over into a mistake. They have left Kevin Savoy in the dust. One more lap. They'll have 5 to go to the comp caution. Man, Aiden wants to lead a lap. See if he can't get one in to get his points, but all of a sudden he's way off the pace. Is that car out of fuel? I don't know if he just slipped in the corner, but he lost a full second. Aiden trying to be smooth with it. Korn and Brock are going at it back here for 8th position. Josh Brock's finally cleared him. I just heard the 12 car call out he's going to pit. So we are less than 5 to go to that comp caution. Crownover's pulled out big on Aiden at this point, so I don't know if Aiden's got to save some fuel. Savoy back here about 6 seconds off the leader at this time. I gotta imagine he's 100% saving fuel. Gary does have a nose again, so that's good. He's got Jeff Pless with him though. He got Crownover's gonna pit in this time. Probably just be a splash and go if I had to guess. So that is going to give Kevin Savoy the lead. I would not be surprised if Savoy lets Gary go here. Just because, you know, Gary's got enough fuel to make the comp caution that put Gary 4 laps down at that point, or 5, 6 laps down. Here comes Savoy. So now Gary is 6 laps down. Aiden's going to lead a lap. Josh Brock and everybody else is closed in on Aiden big time. So you got Benell and Phipps. Everybody that's pitted, we've rotated out. The only person ain't pitted is Aiden. Which is very interesting. We'll see if he can make it. Unless he's got a pit right here. They might be, Diggs. And that, I do believe, is our comp caution. I don't see a spun car. So Aiden's going to be your leader as we get ready to catch the pace car. Hopefully he's got enough fuel. I think he might be clutching at this point. And now we're going to wait on the pace car. The question is if you're Benell, well, you're going to have to pit. Kevin Savoy just pitted, so he's not going to need to pit. I think if I was Aiden, I almost would have pitted with 2 laps to go, so that way I'd be up front when everybody else pitted. So I gotta imagine, man, I don't know. It's gonna depend on how many guys took tires at that stop. Yeah, so Anthony Crown over Kevin Savoy stayed out. Carter Nelson gonna get the wave around here. Eric Cap went down pit road this time, so I gotta imagine he's gonna fix as much damage as he can. Jeff Bless even up there as well, so he stayed out. So Jesse Bennell gonna be the first man on fresh tires, sitting P4. We should be lining up 2 to go when we get ready to cross the line. Should be a crown over on point with Savoy was outside. All right, so I thought Eric Cap was a lap down. I guess not. Everybody's on the lead lap except for Gary. Take a look. I wanted to see if Eric got all of his... he still got damage. Man, you would think with as long as the pace laps are around this joint, he'd have most of that fixed, but sadly, he does not. Diggs, I don't know if they'll actually get anything off the ground yet for that this season. I gotta imagine that's gonna be more of a next year deal, especially with them buying tracks and stuff. So looks like we'll see Carter and Cap catch the back of the field here just before we go green flag racing. All right, pace car will duck off. Anthony Crownover will get this thing kicked back off. And we're green flag racing. Crownover with a good start. Benel going to go around Savoy early on. We've got 12 laps to go in this fight. Got Jeff Bless up there in the 43 car. Aiden Haller trying to come through as well. Everybody jockeying for a spot. As you see the Hendrick boys try to line up and beat Kevin Savoy. All Crownover up front, Savoy and Benel. Battle for second. Savoy gets a little bit of the wall. He keeps it rolling, though. The Hendrick car is going to steamroll Savoy. Savoy stays to the outside. Seeing a little bit of aero block out of Benel currently. Oh, Crownover Savoy make contact. Savoy clears him. See if Savoy can get back to him. 3 wide behind. Back down to 2. As Benel tries to break the draft. Savoy all over the backside of Benel with 10 laps to go. We play the weaving game down Long Pond. Can Savoy get to him? He's only 2/10 off. Like he just needs one good corner to get there. Savoy closing in. Man, it's just like a giant IndyCar snake down the front stretch. Benell trying everything to stay out in front of Kevin Savoy. Uh-oh, sounds like Corn maybe off the pace. Savoy all over the back of Benell still. He's got to be careful because he's got Benell's teammates right behind him too. Savoy still catching up as Benell tries to break the draft. At some point, you've got to wonder, is it worth cooking the tires to do the conga line thing? I don't think it is. That's me personally. I'd rather keep the heat out of the tires and keep it rolling. Savoy did tag the wall there off of turn number 1, but he closed right back in. So that's why I find it interesting that we're still trying to swerve. Oh, Corn wrecked it. Or at least spun it. We'll come back and take a look and see what happened. You go. Well, that's weird. I don't even see why it spun. I know he got damage with Josh Brock. But that was weird. There's not even really a bunch of damage on the left rear, so I don't know. We're still catching the pace car. Horn's already on pit road. I don't know if he's going to take tires here or not. I don't see that car going up. I think it's just going to be a damage repair kind of thing. Gary's going to be your lucky dog. That'll put Gary 4 laps down. Or, well, right now he's 5 laps down because he's already passed Benell, but... I have not heard Ford say how much damage there is on that car. All right, now we got a few guys coming down for tires, it looks like. Savoy. Woo! Savoy caught the barrels. I think that car may be damaged in a bad way. He caught it with the left rear. Yeah, check his left rear out because that's where he caught it. You got a bad tire rub. You should pit. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, he just tried to fake it and it did not work. Get the 19 and the 3 coming off a pit road. We'll check out corn really quick. Looks like he got all that car fixed. Yeah, there's no damage on that car, so let's check Eric Cap. We haven't looked at him. He says, to hell with it, I'm going to finish with what I got. All right, so this is going to get interesting. I think we'll have about 3 laps to go when we go green, or 4 laps to go. So, and I do believe we've got at least 1 green, white, checkered. Alrighty. Pace car is going to duck off here after we get out of turn number 3. Jesse Bedell going to bring us to the start line. And we're off. Going to be interesting to see what happens when Savoy drives it down into turn number 1. Keep in mind he hit that barrel earlier, and I don't know if that's going to have any effect on that car. And we've got a caution. Oh no, Gary ripped the front end off of it again. And this time the left front wheels broke off. I don't know what happened, but that's not promising. Let's check the chopper. Oh, good Lord. What just happened? Did he like just miss the brake point? It was like that car just turned right. I want to go back just a little bit further. We're going to go in off the roll bar here. Wow. That car is bent up. Yeah, I'm not really sure what in the wide world of sports happened, but holy crap. So he's got quite a bit of damage. He'll need to fix that. Jesse Bedell's still your leader. Well, I do believe that takes Gary out of it because I'm pretty sure that car was completely broken. It looked like the left front wheel was snapped off of it. Unfortunate for Gary too, because he was starting to get laps back. Well, I don't know if anybody will pit this time because I'm pretty sure after this lap, we're going to get lined up to go green flag racing again because of how long it took to catch the pace car. I don't think you'll see Kevin try to fake this again this time. All right, well, we're going to try and do this again. Jesse's trying to get the tires warmed up on that thing. Let's see if we can finish this thing out. We are into overtime. Alrighty. So when the pace car ducks off, we'll restart for what I'm assuming is going to be the final time, as the sun is starting to set on this track. Whoa, Aiden down through the grass. Pace car's off. We're green flag. Whoa, that was a shot and a half. Well, that was interesting. And we're going to make it through turn one. Savoy gets close to Benell. They're side drafted down the backstretch. Door banging as we go. Savoy to the lead at the moment. But Benell's got help. If we make it out of turn number 2 or 3, we will be officials. Benell back to the lead. Savoy going to get underneath Crown over. He's going to clear him. We come off the corner. It's all Benell out in front. White flag should be in the air. Oh! Savoy winds up at the wall. Crown over going to go to the inside. Savoy all over the door of Crown over, but that's just going to let Benell escape. Benell out in front, and then it's followed by Kevin Savoy and the rest of the crew. Savoy gets through the tunnel turn clean. Can he get to Benell's back bumper? 0.3 off as we go down into turn number 3. Does he have anything left for him? He mails it into turn number 3. He's going to close in on the rear bumper. I don't think he's got enough to get off a 3. Drafting down the front stretch. Jesse Benell is going to take home the win. That was a very, very close finish. I just heard something about 3 wide for third at the line. They were almost 4 wide back there. Holy cow. That is a wild finish. All right, let's get our results up on screen. We'll get the tower off. We'll get the race results up. Jesse Benell going to come home as the winner. Kevin Savoy gets back to 0.2 at the end there. Aiden Haller comes home third. Andrew Phipps 4th. Josh Brock is 5th. Zach Korn 6th. Anthony Crownover faded to 7th there at the end. Jeff Pless is 8th. Eric Cap 9th. Diesel Weasel going to come home in 10th. Anthony McPherson is 11th. Dustin Haynes 12th. Carter Nelson 13th. Gary Freeman's going to come home 14th. All right. Well, that is a wild night, and I know that's something that Jesse Benell desperately needed after the rough start to the season he's had. It's always good to see somebody come back to the front and pull off a win here. I'm waiting to see if we're going to get anybody in for interviews, as we've got the top 3 sitting on the start finish line there. There we go. They're all lined up and looking pretty. Do we have anybody for interviews? I'm just waiting for them to jump in, but overall, I think probably one of the better races of the night for sure, or better races that we've had so far this season. And looks like we've already got him. We got Jesse Benell up here in the booth with us. Jesse, this is definitely something you needed to really get yourself back in the points after the way that the season's kind of been for you.
Oh man, this is a huge win, man. Trust me, I'm pretty pumped up. Yes, I won a lot of these races. It's been a rough start to the season, and I didn't expect this would be the place I would get to get a win. Never mind the first win, but man, I'm pretty pumped up about it.
And say you and Savoy were having a pretty good battle right off the restart, and then I wasn't sure if he was going to get back to you or not, and then he just mailed it into the last turn and somehow made it stick come up to 0.2 on you there at the end. But you know, all in all, like you said, this is one of the trickier tracks, and Kevin's pretty good at saving tires, so to get a win here is pretty special.
Yeah, it really was, and where we had the competition caution there, it kind of took the fuel mileage run out, which he's really good at. So yeah, it was a good run. The car was pretty good on new tires, but man, it was really good on old tires. Debated putting new ones on it at the end there. To be honest with you, on that last stop, I almost just put a little fuel in it and kept the tires on it. But it worked out, thank God. And great race. Seemed like everybody had fun. Not too much carnage tonight. So I think for Pocono, we're going to put a check next to the box on that one as a good race.
I like it. I like it. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, I want to say hi to my mom, Barbara, and my wife, Amanda. I know they're probably watching, so I want to say hi to them. And sorry it took so long to get back in victory lane.
Well, congrats on your win tonight. Hopefully you kind of get this thing rolling and get it back up there again next week.
Yeah, we got some good racetracks coming up, and hopefully with a little more luck. We've had speed all year. Both my teammates, are really fast, and the three of us are quite the team. So I know I'm racing them, and Kevin and a bunch of the other guys are really good this year. I mean, I think top 10 cars could win any week. So hopefully we got a little bit of luck, and we'll get a couple more of these babies before it's over.
All right, Jesse. Well, congrats on the night, and hopefully we'll talk to you again next week.
Yes, sir. Thanks. We appreciate it.
Yep. Jesse Bonnell, everybody. All right, let's get the Canadian in here. Kevin Savoy with a second place on the night. I want to talk about that just before that last restart, and you almost Kyle Larsoning your car.
Yeah.
What happened, Kevin?
Well, I was thinking of taking two tires, and I was looking in the mirror. I'm like, and then I think I saw crown over, turn right again. I'm like, okay, no, I can't pit. So I just swung it right, and the front didn't hook. I'm like, oh shit, oh crap, and I just clipped it with the left rear. Just luck. It bent the car. It bent the rear end.
It looked like it was tracking funny down the front stretch after
yeah,
you did
it was. It bent it in a good way, though.
Well, it looked like it would finally turn.
Oh, it turned. It finally turned. But it was too draggy on the straights to make anything happen.
Well,
but, man, I got lucky.
Well,
insanely lucky.
I didn't want to say anything over the radio because it's like I can't from a broadcaster standpoint give away too much. But I'm watching it come down the front stretch at me on the camera. I'm like, that car is towed to the right.
I'm pretty sure it looked like Sam Hornish at the
close
All-Star race.
Pretty close. And well, it was funny too because we saw you go into one, and I think you weren't expected it at first because you were so tight to Jesse's door after you got to the corner. But then I think it dawned on you what it was doing in the corner because you made it work to your advantage.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, the steering wheel was like 40 degrees off towards the right. So I went turn one, and not knowing where I had to put my wheel to make the corner, so I just went balls out. I got it right up against his right rear.
Yep.
Just kept it there. I wasn't sure he was going to give me any room, but ooh, it was a
tight.
battle.
Well,
it was tight.
Then you
Very tight.
Then you and Crownover battled
Me
there.
and Crownover, same thing, yeah.
But it was funny because all of a sudden you went down into two, and I think, like I said, at that point you pretty much knew what the car was going to do if you mailed it in, and you just set sail down the short chute. And And I was thinking you guys were going to be really close at the finish, but not knowing how much it really slowed that car down the straightaways.
Yeah.
It's still a pretty damn good finish.
Yeah, I was hoping it wouldn't slow it down too much on the straights, and it didn't. It just enough that I couldn't make any ground up on a straight. And if
Yep.
someone was behind me, they could get a big run.
Yeah.
But I was so much quicker in the turns that it just made it work for those two. That short green white checkered. Anything longer, I thought I'm pretty sure I would have been falling back. Or even if it would have been mid race when everyone's straight lining and just taking it easy, I would have fell back. But with
Yeah.
everyone battling tooth and nail and driving in too deep and not giving room and having to give room and lifting and stuff, it made it work. It's like when we hit the tunnel turn, I knew I had to get in front of Anthony,
Mhm.
so I mailed it in and chopped his front, and I could see it right away when I chopped in front. He lost all the air and he just ran way wide.
Yep.
But I knew if I got stuck on the outside, I was a goner. So I just shipped it in and it stuck and came home with a second.
I was gonna say I
Really
wouldn't
lucky.
I wouldn't get too upset. You went around early with Eric Cap and to come
Yeah.
from the back all the way to second place. I mean, that's a heck of a turnaround.
Yeah, that incident with Eric, I'm really bummed about that.
Yeah, I think they said he
I'm not
wound
even
up with
sure what happened yet. I have to go check out the replay, but from what I saw is he was next to Josh, I think, and they got close. He bobbled a bit, and then I got inside of him, and I
Yep.
got too close to him. I think
one.
I think I turned into him a bit too much, and we made contact. And once I hit his left rear, it sent him sideways, and I had nowhere to go.
One with the arrow pull on this
Sent
car
him.
too. That makes things always
Yeah,
interesting.
I wish he would have been able to keep it out of the wall, but the way I hooked him, it's just sent him in there.
Well,
I feel really bad about that one, but
that way it goes sometimes.
yeah, it sucks.
Well, second place on the night. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Big shout out to you for making this possible on the broadcast. Everyone at the league that runs the league. Top 3 finish. I'll take it. I've been having a struggle lately, so I'll take them. Congrats to Jesse on a great win. Congrats to Ada on getting third, and great battling Josh, Andrew, Crown over the whole gang. Josh was a blast tonight.
I like it. Well, like I said, second place on the night tonight. Heck of a turnaround. Top 2 actually, solid turnaround from the way the season started. So hopefully we get a chance to talk to you again next week here, Kevin.
Hopefully.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
Good night.
Kevin Savoy, everybody. All right, we're gonna get the last of the top 3 in here. He was fast all night. You charged for the lead at one point, and then you kind of lost it there just before the pit cycles happened to get it back as we get ready to pit. Third place for the night, Aiden. Solid run overall. Your thoughts on the night?
Yeah, we got fast 99 fast now. A little tight, but when you downshift to third, it rockets around the corners and stuff.
I was gonna say, it looked like you kind of figured it out late in the run. Like you were able to, like early in the run, you kind of were saving something, and then late in the run, we would start seeing you sneak back in.
Yeah.
So, overall, solid points night, especially with the way that the seasons kind of went. So for pretty much everybody. But did you get a chance to go back and look at that finish coming out of 3?
Yes.
You were lucky to be where you were, because if you were back there with them, I think it's a hornet's nest and somebody wrecks.
I was watching my man behind me. I said, "Oh, they're gonna be like 4 or 5 wide behind me."
Yeah, it was a bit nuts in the rearview mirror for you, I'll bet. But third place on the night. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
thanks to Pasno and the Mustang guys. We did it for Biff, and we move on.
I like it. I like it. All right, buddy. Well, we'll let you go, and hopefully we get a chance to talk to you again next week.
I hope so.
All righty, bud.
All right.
That is Aiden Holler, everybody. Well, that is the end of the night for us. Congrats to the top three. Actually, congrats to everybody. Almost everybody finished on the lead lap. The only person that didn't was Gary. So, if it wasn't for the last wreck there, Gary would have still been running at the end. So congrats to these guys for most everybody finishing this race. We'll be back again tomorrow night with the NASCAR Truck Series. And then we'll have WNIS on Friday night. At some point, we'll have the Roar this weekend. So I imagine that'll be probably Saturday or Sunday. But on that note, everybody have a great night. We'll catch y'all tomorrow night for the NASCAR Truck Series. See y'all then.